and welcome to GM Talks. We are now above 10,000 subscribers. That's 5 figures. Thank you everybody. Thank you for watching. Thank you for liking. Thank you for sharing. It's been a pleasure. Today I'm gonna give you a little treat. A complete repertoire for white against the Sicilian. And you say, what? What are you talking about? You can't just make a complete repertoire out of the blue. Yes, I can, because some guy have been playing a line in Blitz in the title Tuesday, and it starts at move 2, and then you just can play from there. And I used this to win a game in the Kronborg tournament. And it was actually a very nice game, so I'm looking forward to showing it to you. And with some very cool moves along the way, I really felt like I am getting back into being a strong grandmaster, like my hypnotherapist kept saying I should say to myself. So let's get on with it. I start with E4. This is necessary if you want to play Sicilian, and he plays C5. And here I actually played Knight F3, but that's because I knew he played D6, so I could get the line with limited options for him. But the line is basically this. You play D4, it takes, makes no sense. And here, of course, C3 is known as the Mora gambit. It's not completely correct, but of course very dangerous. But Queen takes D4. So basically, we are getting a Sicilian structure where white Queen will be kicked. And for instance, the most natural move, of course, is this, and you put it here. And basically, you just develop your pieces. If black plays something with G6, you castle queen, king side. If you play something with E6, you probably castle queen side. So if we, for instance, start with this, you go knight C3, and the overall idea is that white is, of course, black has a slight overweight in the center and an open C file, but white has more space, and if he has good pieces and more space, space advantages have become a much bigger thing in the later years, and white is doing pretty well. This guy Shimanov is playing this all the time. You can also not play with, but here basically you would do something like this, and of course you can play E6, and then you will probably play I don't know, something like this, and castle queen side, and you get a Sicilian just with, but because the knight is sort of in the center here, but it's also often in the way. So now it's just on F3, and the queen is better here because it makes room for the queen to go to the. So instead of this knight F6, I think what I would play for black is something like this. Because it makes a lot of sense. And here, this Shimanov guy has played this move, and it's an interesting position. This is the kind of thing you can play more or less without knowing a lot of theory. The pawn is under attack here, so we'll have a very interesting position coming up. The main line is clearly what we get in the game, so I'm just gonna slowly, but this is, so the idea, you just play D4, now when you go here, and then you just develop your pieces, and you have a more or less normal Sicilian, but without all the theory, and without getting any pieces exchanged prematurely. The main idea is what we will see in the game. So the game went like this because I knew that he always plays D6. So I thought I would like to make sure that he gets this with the D6 moving. And this is all standard, knight c6 and queen d3. This is a standard position, and g6 is of course the main line, and this is usually what black does when there comes a weird Sicilian. People often goes for the dragon, and it makes sense because the dragon is a healthy setup. So let's see what happens here. It's been played many times. By the way, it's kind of interesting that you can get a complete repertoire for white against the Sicilian But don't worry, I'm gonna make a few more videos about this, so we will cover the sidelines. Here is just the main ideas, otherwise the video will be way too long. But this is something you can actually start playing tomorrow, so that's more or less the promise. Bishop e2 and knight d5. This is basically White's idea, and it's a good way to blunt the bishop on g7, is to just move the knight and play c3, and the bishop is no longer a problem, and it will not attack anything. So this is the idea: castle and c3, and knight d7 is also the main line. There are many moves here for black, but in general White will just castle, move the bishop out, put the rooks in the center, have usually a slight edge, no real weaknesses, a little bit more space, like we often talk about in GM talks, is like we control like this, black controls up to here, and we are more or less fighting over this area here, right, where no one's really have dominance. So, but in general, if you have more space, you have a slight advantage, and it's nice and it's easy to play, and black does not get his usual counterplay. And also, all these guys who have been studying theory for ages is out of book more or less immediately. And of course, Fredrik, who I'm playing here, Kaasen from Norway, a strong IM 2471. I'm surprised. He also had something like that last year. I played him, where I won against him. You can see that game also in Team Talks. And he's supposed to be a grandmaster now, but unfortunately he's having some problems making the final norm, and maybe getting to 2500. I think he will become a grandmaster, no problem, to be honest. He just has to play more and study more. And so knight d7 is a natural move, castle, knight c5, attacking the queen. The queen goes here. And of course, black can always play something like this. You just take, and you just move the queen. And here, black's... the thing is, these pieces might be weak, the white squares might be weak. White has no weaknesses here, which is sort of the main idea of the opening. You have killed the bishop here. It cannot do anything. It will not be easy to make a minority attack with black here. And you have a good central control, no problems at all. I think I clearly prefer white in this position. Okay, but that's not the main line. The main line is to play e6 and knight e3. And the knight is of course a little bit clumsy here, but I'm just basically waiting to attack something, maybe something like this, and go after this pawn here. F5 is also the main move, and of course now black will get a serious superiority in the center, but he will also have a very weakened pawn position. This has been played many times, actually, and rook d1. And the rook is well, it's not really, it's of course it's threatening here, but it's also getting more or less getting ready for this one here and here. And this is basically the plan we have, because we want to kill this guy and then go for the king. And this has happened in a lot of games. Oh, we should make that another color. In a lot of games, this has been the case. It's not so easy for black, and of course black would love to start an attack on the g file if it's possible, but it will not be easy. Queen e7 is a natural move. I think Sarana played b6 against me in Blitz and won very easily, but I think I was fine in that game. Knight f1, natural move, starting the trip to h5. So basically it wants to go here, here, and here, and kill this guy. And d5, and that's a little bit tricky. I'm not sure I really like this. Maybe b6 is better. Now bishop d5, and that's definitely a mistake, and that's because I cannot calculate. Here the idea, of course, was to play knight g3, but I got afraid of this move because after this move, of course, if I can get take, I'll be fine. But what about this? And I thought, oh no, and this knight is in trouble, and oh. But it turns out that this is just bad. I just go something like this and c4, and he's not gonna get that knight anytime soon, and it's all because it's also covered by this kind of thing that's difficult when you're playing in real life. With the computer, it's of course very easy to see this thing. So I then played knight bishop g5, which is definitely not the right move. He played queen f7, a good move. Bishop e3, attacking the knight, and he went back. And this is sort of a silent draw offer. And it's a mistake. He should have played knight e4 with a quite a good position for black, actually. I think black has some potential here. White is still solid, but it's a little bit more. And the plan with knight e3 is now dead because of f4 in this situation. So. But queen e7 is a silent draw offer. He lost last year, and of course he's afraid, maybe, I don't know. But I can play this move, and I think he has seen that. The idea is if he goes here, I just take, and whoop, big problems for poor black because of the mating threat here. So he's just basically dead in the water. So knight e3 was definitely not what he really wanted to happen here, because now I'm on my way to the knight h5, which is a strong plan. Knight e4. Okay, he's getting in. Knight f4, controlling this square, also probably getting ready for c4, and also trying to get rid of this guy, but it doesn't want to go because the king will be very, very, very vulnerable on g8. Rook d8, just ready for e5 maybe. This is basically if you can get e5 and f4 in, you're fine with black. So this is that, yeah, I of course take, and he takes back, and now I had a good thought, and I had this good sense. I had a feeling that I was in some sort of flow moment here, and I found a really nice move. The thing is, of course, if it's black to move, he'll play e5. So can I prevent e5? It turns out, okay, so the first thing you realize is if you go bishop d4, he can't take, because that will just leave a horrible hole on e5. The knight will be, I'll put knight here and kick his knight, and you'll have a horrible, horrible, horrible bishop that will never ever do anything. This is the kind of thing I really like. This is sort of my place in the world, to be fair. So, and he can't play e5, and I played e5 because I just take and play f4. So just to make sure everybody get this, knight takes, and f4, and this guy is the master of the universe, and white is totally winning here. So, but what about queen c7? Because that's he's threatening. He wants to threaten e5. e5 doesn't work because of the pin here. But what if there's no pin? So queen c7, and I had seen that move, and I was quite happy that I had found out what to do before he played this move. So here, this is how we room. I played. Are you ready? I played queen c1, a great move. I'm very, very happy with this move. The idea is simply, if you do, I take it. and queen f4, rook e1, bishop b5, something like this, and I'm just winning. Here he has to give up the knight. So this was the good thing. So he can't play e5. He played rook f8. By the way, f4 doesn't help because of 95. Rook f8. Okay. Now what? Bishop b5. We are still fighting for this square. And when we get that square, we are more close to winning. So I was getting very ambitious. And now he played, and he was clearly not, and that's one of his things he has to work on if he wants to be a grandmaster. He has to sort of get back into the game immediately. You can't just make, because things are not going your way, you can't make a lot of mistakes. You have to keep playing well. So a6 is just ridiculous move. I just take it. I was going to take it anyway, no matter what, unless it moved. I couldn't take it. So just get rid of it. And b4. And we see that I have a fantastic bishop, great knight. He has horrible bishop, and black squares and a bad king. So this should be a question of, technique, more or less. But okay, he's fighting back. f4. The idea is very, very clear. You want to go rook f5 and e5. So I play bishop e5. Just make sure that I have 4 pieces, 2 pieces here, and he doesn't have any. Threatening e5. Queen f7. c4. Makes sense. And of course, what I'm dreaming about is to get Her Majesty to this square. This is basically what I'm hoping for here. And along the way, I'm gonna keep this guy here under water the whole way. Bishop d7, rook b1, and basically, because there are no good squares here, I'm basically planning to go this and this. This is the plan, and then all the way down here. So that's the idea, and of course he's not getting any counterplay soon. Bishop e8. So he's hoping in one day to go here and take this one. I better make an arrow here, like this, to just get rid of the bishop. If you can get rid of it for the knight, it would be a fantastic achievement. Even though my bishop is, of course, still superior to his knight, it will still make the pain a little bit less. So we are ready to move the knight and play f3, kicking his knight and making sure this is just a ghost that's wandering the board aimlessly. Sounds good, right? Doesn't it? Yeah. h6, and he's starting to feel the pressure. Queen b2 was actually a serious threat now, and now he has king h7. So and still, and of course this could go either way. It can go here. It covers this square. It can go here, and it can go anywhere. It felt right. It's kind of move you don't know. But it just feels right, and rook e1, and getting ready to massage this guy here. He can't really get any counterplay, and f3, and of course this stops the pressure here, but doesn't matter because I don't need the c file for anything. I have the e file. It's fine, and here and I'm already mining material. This one and this one, and you can also look at the pieces. This one is dead. The king is dead. It's a total positional nightmare. He's of course not giving up. Nobody gives up anymore. So win a pawn here, trying to dominate, and a little bit more, and just go back. So I made sure that this comes with pain. and he's trying desperate for counterplay, but of course it doesn't work. Just take that one. That's probably surprising, but this one is better, and I would like to take this one, so we're keeping this guy alive. D3, knight takes, D takes, knight takes, and queen E2 and queen B3. And is there any kind of counterplay? No, rook A3, and he resigned this position that is actually pretty horrible. I thought this was I was very, very happy if you go back with the queen C1 move. That was definitely the highlight of the game. This move, just making sure E5 is not possible. It's like really devastating prophylaxis on the black squares. This, of course, made the opening look very good, but just to recap, this is a very simple system. You just go like this, and if you're eager, if you can't wait for my next video, because I've been a little bit lazy with the GM Talks, I'm very sorry, then you can look at Shimanov's games from the Title Tuesday. He plays this all the time and does rather well with it. So, and I think it's actually, it's of course not a refutation of the Sicilian, but it's very easy to learn. It's a little bit unpleasant for black, and not a lot of theory, and you can be up and running with white with a serious opening in less than a day. So why not give it a shot? And this was GM Talks. Thank you for watching. I hope I'll be back in a little while. Thank you for watching.